Hey, good morning. Woof, woof, woof. Pajama Grandma, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with a quick, I don't know if it'll be quick, once I get talking, who knows if it'll be quick or not, but a rundown on how I'm doing with my new adventure, how I'm doing with transitioning from the offline world to the online world. And yesterday was a really interesting mixed day. I did a webinar to one person, and they didn't buy, but there was one person on the webinar. That was pretty exciting for me because I've done it to nobody several times. And it was actually my webinar for restaurant and bar owners and for business owners, sharing a very cool system of how they can automate all of their customer handling. And I just haven't gotten to the right audience yet with that. Same thing with my chronic pain people. I think I'm really getting the message honed in and what can really help them, but I haven't yet figured out how to get in front of the right people. So today's challenge is figure out, and you know how to do it, just find them, find where they're going, but I have to do it. I keep experimenting, and that's the thing I'm learning with this, and I forgot because it's the thing I just do automatically in my brick and mortar businesses, so why would I think it would be any different for doing an online business? It's the exact same. You don't just throw something up in your store and expect it to sell immediately, and if it doesn't sell, just decide you're not going to carry it anymore. You ask questions and you say, okay, I decided to have this as part of my business for a reason. Why is it not selling? Is it not in the right location in my store? Is it priced incorrectly? Do people not understand what it is? Do they not see the value in it? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we ask all kinds of questions about it, and then we make adjustments to our business to get it the attention it deserves and go through a lot of steps and things before we decide that we're just going to throw it out. It's like if you have kids and your child's having a problem or a challenge with something, you don't just stop having a kid. They're your kid forever. You help them figure it out. Well, you have to take the same approach with your business. You have to always be willing to figure it out because there's always a solution. There's always an answer. So I'm working through a couple things like that with my online web class, my webinar it's called. I also have continued to make my series of messages for Pajama Grandma's painkillers, chronic painkillers prescriptions. And I actually have like 137 of them done already. I didn't realize I had so many. So I talked to a wonderful woman yesterday about actually helping me to process them so that I'm not doing it all myself because it is way too much work for little old me to do. Other thing I did today already is I was doing an exercise Saturday, which was just yesterday. No, Friday. I was doing it Friday. I knew it was longer ago than yesterday, where I was just creatively showing people how to kill limiting beliefs. And I had accidentally forgotten one of the limiting beliefs on my counter. And so I knocked out a quick video showing how to destroy that limiting belief and replacing it with a more empowering belief. And I wrote it on my whiteboard to share with everybody. And we got rid of I'm not good enough and replaced it with I'm an infinite being living the life of my dreams right now, or living my every dream right now. Whatever works for you. But I like to remember to replace a belief that I uninstall or take out of my life, or a limiting belief that I kill, with something more empowering. So today I will be tweaking my message again and trying to figure out how do I get to the who and what is the proper what do people that have chronic pain really need and want and desire, and how can I best serve them and best help them. And part of it is by sharing these daily prescriptions. I'm just putting them out there and sharing them. Some people will be able to relate to them, other people won't. Some people will be able to relate to my side ponytail, other people won't. I am not trying to change everyone in the world. I'm just trying to help the people in the world that can relate to me and that I can help. And part of that is understanding them. And I've done so many things with respect to that I need to figure out how can I incorporate them into what I'm doing. For example, this is what I call a blessing. And it's just what I call a blessing because when I think of blessings, I think of it as positive, good energy that we share with other people. Not necessarily a religious blessing, and I guess probably not a religious blessing. It's just a good energy, positive blessing. And following my sudden cardiac arrest, that triggered challenges with my vision again. And I may or may not have mentioned, but I've lost vision in my left eye, and I was beginning to lose the vision in my right eye because the heart issue had somehow triggered some systemic things in my body that hadn't been active for a long time, and that was problems with my vision and problems with my right eye, which was my good eye. So I couldn't see even with a magnifying glass for a while, and that limited my ability to do certain things. So to keep myself busy and not go crazy, because I'm kind of a high energy, gotta always be doing something person, I made up a bunch of these, what I call blessing kits, because I had a lot of things from when my ex-husband, because after my cardiac arrest, we separated. I had a lot of stuff from our old lumpy mail campaigns for real estate. And I'm like, well, what can I do creative with these things in a positive way? So I put a bunch of different things together, and they may seem random, but they all have a certain meaning for the time, what I was learning about personal development and growth and spirituality to help me to recover from this incredibly, traumatic, for most people, life event or death event. And so I created a bunch of these, like several hundred of these blessing kits. And I always intended to send them out to people just as a random, but then I wasn't sure they would understand or get them. So I didn't send them out. I always could think of a reason to not send them or give them to anybody. I gave some away as gifts. But for the most part, as I'm cleaning up to move out of this house into a new home, I found these blessing kits. And I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do with them? So now I'm thinking I will create a contest to raise money for people with chronic pain and have a contest involving these blessing kits. So I want to think today about how can I do that? How could I get these out there to people and then make it a fun, creative way that people can turn them into something that we can use as a contest to help raise money for people with chronic pain that really, really need it. Because the more I'm working with people with chronic pain, the more stories I'm hearing about. There's a whole segment of folks with chronic pain that are in this financial trap and void of, and the real fear of being homeless, not being able to afford their prescriptions, not being able to work, and it's just this whole vicious cycle. And I've been fortunate my whole life that I've had people that love and care about me, and I've been able to function and take care of myself and make a living with chronic pain. But a lot of the people with chronic pain aren't able to do that, and they have to depend on other people, or they find themselves in situations that aren't ideal because of the circumstances. So I want to take these blessings and find a way to turn them into a contest that can raise funds to help people with chronic pain. So a couple fold. I need a mechanism for people to apply, and I can do that with a sales funnel. I can create a funnel for people to apply to get these funds that we raise for chronic pain. And that's the easy part. But then how do I put it out there? How do I get these out there to use as a contest to raise money for chronic pain? So I'm open to ideas. If you have any ideas for that, please, 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 message me directly or put it in the comments below, because I would love to know. It's outside my norm. I mean, I'm good at running businesses. I could sell them, but I don't want to sell them. I want to give them away and have people create something cool out of them that other people can get involved in voting on to decide who the winners are, because we should have prizes for whoever enters the contest. I mean, I want to have prizes for that because there has to be some incentive for people to enter the contest. And I also want to find a way to monetize it so that we can raise funds for people with chronic pain. So I'm open to all and any ideas with respect to that. So that's on my mind today too, because I never have quite enough on my mind. And then I've been going back and researching again. Obviously chronic pain is a passion topic for me. I did what's called a little ask campaign, and I got online and I asked in a couple of chronic pain groups, what is your biggest challenge with chronic pain? And I got back thousands of responses. And I'm not supposed to have copied and pasted them, but I copied and pasted them, not with the names, but just with the information, because it's so valuable to me as a person that's got chronic pain to know that there's so many other people out there that have been feeling and are experiencing the exact same things that I've gone through and am going through. And so I reading these and trying to understand and trying to, you know, okay, I'm an engineer, a nerdy engineer, so I always like to analyze data. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's the statistical histogram. I want to make a histogram of what are the most common causes. Or not most common causes, the most common challenges that we as chronic pain sufferers face. And I only want to know from people that have chronic pain. I don't want to know if your sister has chronic pain and what you think her biggest challenge is. I want to know what she thinks her biggest challenge is. And so that's why I asked people with chronic pain. That's it. That's enough for today. I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee and work my way into it. And then I'll probably figure out a way to share my webinars and to get some more feedback from people. I need some more feedback from people, but I need feedback from people that have chronic pain, or I need feedback from people that actually own a bar or a restaurant or a hospitality business like that, because that is who my webinars are created for. So if you happen to be one of them, I would sure appreciate it, and I would love to return the favor in any way that I could help you. If you would be willing to take a peek at and a listen to either of my webinars, either the chronic pain or the automate your restaurant or bar customer handling business, because I'm looking for some feedback on those. That's it. Have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow with another episode of what I'm up to now. What's she up to now in my new adventure, transitioning from traditional brick and mortar businesses to the online world. Have an awesome day. Bye. Pajama Grandma out.